Well, hello there. Hello, my friends. Oh, Karen Colt is kicking it off strong. Thank you, Karen Coltis. You are fantastic. I have my gentleman rolling in the door right now. Angus has a fresh haircut to go with his fresh new not driving. So in the members only live, somebody asked, oh my God, what happened to Angus? So for those of you that don't know, my poor son had an amazing Labor Day weekend. He went down to a beach house with a couple of families from band. And on the way back, once he got back to town, he got into a car accident. His first, hopefully his only car accident. And he is likely going to need a new car. So we went over and took a peek at his car today, and the whole engine looks like it's pushed in. So it's not looking good. It's not looking good for that vehicle. She was a nice one. It was an Infiniti. It was like a 2009 Infiniti, but really, really nice car. So we just looked at a 2021 BMW. It was actually a really great price. So possibly. Oh, Zeph, did you not know? I didn't tell you. And everybody give Zeph some love in the comments. She is on the mend as well. Little bit of love for my girl Zeph over there. I'm giving you one pickle, Zeph. You got some love and a pickle. But yeah, my poor baby was in his first accident. Fortunately, nobody got hurt. Angus has a bruise on his chest from the airbag, and one of his friends had a little bump on his head from getting jostled around. But airbags went off. Everybody. So, fun fact, airbags don't go off after 35 miles an hour if you're going faster than 35 miles an hour. Did not know that. That was something I learned. But, he's shaken, not stirred. Absolutely, doing okay. Really stinks that he doesn't have a car right now. So, I told him he could use my car, but apparently my little Jeep Cherokee is corny and not reliable. So whatever. I asked him if we did get him this crazy BMW that we just looked at. It was actually very cheap. It was about the same price as my car. I said, "Can I drive it?" He said, "No, you can go in the passenger seat." So that's my son. That is my son. So let's giddy up, Buttercup. So we've got lots to read on. Karen, did you have a question, or is that left over from when we were in the members only? Let me know, Karen, because you're kicking it off strong. Yeah, I didn't know that about airbags either. That was a learning thing for me too. So according to my husband, I'm gonna have to look it up. I would never fact check Gregopedia, but no rolling on the floor, Zeph. No, don't do that, my darling. You will hurt yourself. So according to Gregopedia, they don't go off over 35 miles because of the velocity. It's more velocity hitting you. But let's bring up that card view. Karen, shout me out and let me know if you have a question, my darling, or if that's left over. I'm more than happy to answer it. Let's get to it. Can't say let's get ready to rumble because we're not allowed to say that. But who has questions for me? I'm going to kick it off with an indulgent question. So are we going to wind up getting this BMW that we looked at today? Are we going to wind up getting this car? I think I can get it for 18, maybe 18.5. Are we going to wind up getting this car? King of Swords. I don't think so. I don't think so. Why not? One of the mechanics was looking at it. I think there is a safer, better car out there for Angus. No, I think it's going to go. I think somebody's going to grab it. I think this is the heartbreak. Oh, well, my car dealer is actually really awesome. And I went over there and talked to him. And he was like, we get cool stuff in all the time. So it's a Dodge Ram dealer, but they get trade-ins all the time. Oh, got you, Tennessee Walton. I got you there. But we're going to kick it off with Xi Jinping and Pooty. And Un is involved too. I thought you said they're unchatting, those crazy characters. Also, Pooty has said that he has invited Zelensky to peace talk. So let's see what we've got. Xi Jinping, Putin, and Kim Jong-un. What are they chatting about? What is the discussion of the day with those crazy characters, according to Karen Cultis? Let's see what they are talking about, guys. And I've got the Legend of Sleepy Hollow Tarot with our ghosts in the background. And let me know in the chat what you think of the chat being on the screen. Let me know about that. That's a feature in StreamYard right now. Five of Cups. The Hermit. Hi, Mercury and Leo. Mercury and Leo, I am going to talk to you right after this. I will text you and let you know what's going on. We actually ran over to the dealership. Pooty and the Blowfish? Absolutely, Peggy. Absolutely. So, what are they talking about? They are talking about the reduction of power dynamic that is going on for, I don't want to call them the Allied and Axis powers because that is so old school, but the new Axis powers. They are talking about the loss of power dynamic and talking about the power dynamics of things in the past, things of the past, organizations like themselves in the past. So all of that WW2 Allied Axis powers, I think they are working on kind of a cooperative. I got you, Christine. I got you there. I got you, Christine. Got both questions. Merc, I got yours too. So sit tight. Sit tight. I love Hootie and the Blowfish. I love his voice. I only want to be with you. So, the idea behind having this power dynamic, it's not as destructive as it was in World War II. We're not seeing a real, there is this collaborative behavior, but it's to have negotiating power en masse against the West. And I don't think that this is any big secret. This is not, like, I'm not just privy to this. Also, by the way, mods, I think I have a 1 week membership hold on chatting, so I don't know if it's going to get too complicated for you guys, but I appreciate what you're doing. Hold the door. So this power dynamic really is, because they were kind of siloed. Xi, Putin, and Un were really siloed and kind of not singing from the same hymnal. I don't think that any of them would really sing from the same page, though Xi and Putin have a lot in common. I've said this before on my channel, that they have a lot of common threads in terms of their upbringings, the experiences that they had. Merc, I got you there. Hang on, hang on. So this really is to come together to push their own initiatives with the West. So I don't think it's like, well, if you don't do this, my buddies are gonna, X, Y, and Z. I just think that this is a collective environment that they can kind of come to the table and feel like they're not out there with their blankety blank in the wind, if you know what I mean. So I do think that this is kind of an interesting conversation. There is strength in numbers always, and I think that they're working on strength in numbers here. So just as a little side dish for this, I don't think that they're cooking up anything terrible. I think that they're looking to kind of cling to each other. Yeah, it's almost like they're the antidote to, hi Penny, it's the antidote to NATO. They're kind of putting in their NATO. So for Northeast, NATO. No, I'm sorry, it was a bad joke. I'm sure they'll come up with their own name. But Putin offering peace talks with Zelensky. What's up with that? What's up with that? Let's do a little yellow brick road for him. Path that he is on. He's not happy with the way things are going, not happy with the way things are shaking out, not happy with what he has gotten so far. This is Putin. The pressure that he is going to put on Zelensky is, you can't win this. I think all of us have seen that. What is the hidden hand? The King of Pentacles. I think that Putin may be in a little bit of a tight spot here as well. Not long ago, I think it was about a year ago, they blew up one of the largest stores of weapons that Russia had. That was done, I believe, by drone attack, if I remember correctly. So I think Russia is not exactly in the munitions position that they need to be in to continue this. They're meeting out their munitions that they have, but they're not. Their stockpile is not where it should be. So I think Putin is kind of behind the eight ball on this one a little bit, not too much. Public face on this for Putin. Ace of Swords. He wants to be the one that ends it, but he also wants to be the one that wins it. He wants to overcome and vanquish and get what he started out for. Private goal. Putin, private goal. I feel like this is going to be a 10 of Pentacles. I'm just saying. It's not. It's the 5 of Pentacles. He wants out of the whole situation. He does not want to be in Ukraine anymore. He wants to be on Russian soil. He wants to keep things on Russian soil. What is our likely pivot here? Likely pivot is he is going to demand those lands that he was looking for. The lands that he wanted, he is going to push for them. He is not going to say, I'll let it go. It's not going to be all for naught. Putin will push for the territory. And I've told you guys before, that territory is historically a blend of Russian-ish people and Ukraine-ish people. It's kind of a mixed area. So determining who historically had those lands, if you go back to the Rus, it's the territory has given and taken. So, what do you get? You get mixed up kind of people there. So what is the overall result of this? Ooh, transformation. I want some more. Things will be revealed. And the Emperor, which I do think is Putin, will vanquish. So I do think Putin's going to get what he wants out of this ultimately. Peace talks. Are they peace talks? I don't know if they're peace talks as much as they're reality talks. Like, this is your reality, Volodymyr. Putin's not going to let anybody know that he's got less cash in his pocket in terms of CACHE munitions cash. He's not going to let anybody know about that. We know about it now, though. So he's not going to let anybody know about that. But that's I think why he's doing this. So great question. I love the Russian questions. Keep them coming. I don't rush through the answers. If you're rushing in the kitchen, what are you in the bathroom? European. All right. Enough of that. So we're going to clip it here. Let's get to the next question. You guys better be laughing about that in the comments. All right. So we've got Kimberly's question here. So we're going to come out. Let me just put a little selenite on my deck here. A little selenite there. Mercury and Leo liked it. Peggy liked it. It's a funny joke. Makes me laugh every time. So Kimberly, I have a wonderful son in a very public, important job. Will he remain with his agency or change? Oh, will he ever? I was just the garage. My cousins own a garage in town, and they were the tow truck that picked up Angus's car. And my cousin Annie was there. She's actually my mom's cousin, so she's my I guess second cousin. And we were talking about that. I go, I don't know how these kids are going to buy houses right now. The median house price in New Jersey is like $650,000 for like 2-bedroom or a 3-bedroom 2-bath. Or 1.5 bath. And Karen, that's funny too. So her kids are a little bit younger than me, and they're having kids. So I said I can't imagine that, like, median houses are going to be 800,000. I mean, our property taxes here, we have like just a regular house. Like, we have 2-bedroom or 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bath. It is not a big house. The basement gives us a lot more space, but it is not a big house. We have a big piece of property, and our property taxes are over $10,000 a year. I have friends that are down south like $750 a year, and I just want to stab myself in the eye. So agree, Annette Martin, agree. So will your son remain with his agency? I don't think he will, but I do think he'll be disappointed about it, but it's going to be it'll appear to be a loss. I don't want him to look at it as a loss, because when we leave agencies, when we leave places of business, what winds up happening is we open up opportunity for greatness, for more notoriety. And that's almost what it feels like. He's stepping out into the fresh air when he steps out of this position. And I don't think he's going to get laid off. I think he may do this on his own. He's going to step out into the fresh air and be able to kind of write his own story. I don't mean literally write his own story, but he'll be in a position with more mobility. The one that he's in now doesn't seem to have the kind of movement that a young person of his ilk is interested in. He's not able to advance, and he's not going to be able to kind of flex his muscles for some time. So this being said, pull this out. There is, I'm sorry that I'm going to say this out loud, but there's a private sector job. I have to say private sector because that's what keeps coming through. Private sector job in security that is a better fit for him, There's more of it. It's a quieter oh, I'm sorry. And there, you said it, Homeland Security. So there is a private sector position that is going to give him way more mobility, but less notoriety. He's going to be very quietly behind the scenes. Um, and he already knows the person that's involved in this private sector position. He already knows somebody who's in it. So I think it's somebody that he either went to school with or that he's already worked with. You guys are killing me with the house prices. Truth be told, like since the pandemic, our house value has skyrocketed. Over the pandemic, I had real estate agents leaving notes in my mailbox saying, "I have a buyer for your house," and I was like, "No, I have no place to go. I have to stay here. Where are you going to put me?" So there just wasn't a lot of inventory. So I do think that private sector is someplace that he's not going to love. Um, okay. Buna, I'm not following your whole what exactly is your question? Give me a better question there, and then I will flag it. Also, if you would like to do a contribution by super chat, that would be great. And put your question all in caps. So just give me a question there. Thank you so much. So I don't think that he will leave government and not go back. I think he will go back into government, but there is an opportunity in the private sector where he is going to this is weird, make a quiet splash. Um like people will pay attention to what he is doing, and then he can kind of go back. I don't want to say circle back. I don't want to take Jen Psaki's phrase. She should actually copyright that phrase. Let me circle back on that. He'll be able to go have a choice later and go back into government. If he thinks that leaving government is a bad idea, it opens up opportunity. He can stay there. Gotcha, Buna. Thank you. Thank you. Is it okay if I call you Buna? Am I saying it right? Yes, Oz, million plus, absolutely expensive. When my former sister-in-law, who I never met, she immigrated from Scotland to Australia, and they had to have $500,000 liquid cash per adult in order to get in. They immigrated, I think, in the late 80s or early 90s. So, Joanna, I see your question. You cannot beat the retirement benefits in government. You cannot. You cannot. So will he be able to buy a house? Yes. That's a yes. He has to be very, very smart about how he manages things right now. And here's the neat thing. I do think that he buys a combination property that has a house and a rental on it. So I don't know if that's an apartment over the garage or in part of the house, or if it's a two family. It kind of feels like it's a duplex, like it's got both sides, and that'll help him kind of build that equity. And then once he outgrows his side of the house, I really do think it's a duplex. Once he outgrows his side of the house, he'll be able to use that equity to go purchase a smaller home by himself. And he's got a head for real estate if he doesn't know that. He should sit down with someone who's like a real estate investor and just kind of pick their brain for a little bit. And he's going to find out that it's a lot easier to build that equity than he thinks right now. So let him tinker around with that. Let him tinker around with that. So So I hope that helps. So listen, anybody that's in the chat, I am doing 20 for 20 this weekend. So if you'd like a longer answer, or if I can't get to your question today, you can always book 20 for 20 on Saturday. There is a link in the description down below. So would love to see, and I've got extended hours too. So I tried to make it easy for the Australians and the New Zealanders and the Canadians and everybody. So I'm going to be on from 10 to 10. So you can book, come visit me, come chit chat for 20 minutes. It's 20 minutes for $20. So let me grab the link for you. Where's my link? There we go. Copy link. And there is 20 for 20 all day long, except for when we do Super Nat Sat with Gregopedia and I got to tell you, our weekend off was amazing. So I may be making adjustments. This is my busy season, guys. So I may be making some adjustments to my schedule just to accommodate band and everything else. Marching band is Fridays and Saturdays. So Buna, this is like one of the nicest things ever. So you're a new subscriber. Welcome. I'm glad to have you on board. And you like the detailed reading I'm doing. Thank you so much. I do this because I like to help people. I actually come from a corporate background, but I've been doing this kind of weird stuff for over 35 years. So I am 54 years old and I've been doing it since I was 17. So that's a lot of time. Is it 35? Somebody do the math on that. Can I change my tagline? For over 40 years. It's not 40 years yet. Oh, soon enough though. Soon enough. It's over 35. I could say over 35. I think that's decent. That's a decent amount. But yes, I appreciate you acknowledging the extra effort that I put in. I'm an A-type person. So Tennessee Walton, I want to say good luck to your son. If you have other questions, let me know. Mercury and Leo, we have a meeting after this. Mercury and Leo is going to be meeting with me very shortly after this, once we wrap up. And I also have another psychic that I have to get on the phone with, and I have to confirm something for her. So, Margaret, go ahead, get in there. Book a 20 for 20. I'm going to be busy all day long. I'm going to take a couple breaks, get out in the sunshine a little bit, but I will be there all day. And if you need more than 20 minutes, you can book consecutive appointments at the same rate. So it's totally fine. So 40 minutes for $40 for me is quite the discount. I am back to my regular pricing for the hour readings. So grab these sales while they last. What is going on with James and Mercury and Leo? Boom. Oh, are you guys fighting again? You guys are on different pages at the moment. You know why? Because he's out there trying to create some new music, get some good ideas going. Flash in the can. He's trying to make some fun stuff happen. Twisted Tiara, my good friend, how are you? I am so glad. I don't think you're fighting. I don't think it's fighting. But I think, Buna, yours is next, I think. So sit tight. I try and get to everybody. Sit tight. Be right there. So I don't think that you're fighting. I just think that he's distracted because I think he's trying to make some new music. Look, he's got communication and illumination going on, judging what's good, what's not. Over here, he's just not paying that much attention to you. You do. Always with that sun. You guys love each other very much. Mercury and Leo, you are fantastic. Always here in the chats. It's great to see you. So sit tight. All right. I got Christine Scott. Then I got Mercury and Leo again, personal questions. Stephanie, Buna, you're after that. And then Joanna, you're next. So keep the questions coming, guys. If I say I'm going to pick, if I say I got your question, you're in the list. Just stick around. I am 54 years old. Yes, I am. Now I'm a 1971 model. 1971 was a good year. I remember the bicentennial. Remember sitting on a curb, eating ice pops, and wishing that I was not watching a parade with my parents. So, oh, here it is. Paste. There you go, Peggy. Oh, Debbie. Guys, my girlfriend Debbie is in the chat. Debbie, Angus crashed his car. I have been scrambling around for days. So we need a catch up, me and you. Me and you need a catch up. I've got a list of people I keep getting yelled at. 37 years over. I'm going to change it, Margie. I'm going to be like 37 years. I've been doing this for over 37 years. So this is a new rumor that I have just learned about, where the California wildfires started deliberately to destroy evidence of Jeffrey Epstein. We can say his name now. Say his name, say his name. So where they started, where the California wildfires started to destroy evidence from Jeffrey Epstein. Let's go. Oh my. Where are my readers at? What do we think? Fire started to hide evidence from Jeffrey Epstein. They just kind of unleashed, and like now we can say his name. They used to shadow ban our accounts if we said his name. Now everybody's saying it. Jeffrey Epstein, Jeffrey Epstein, Jeffrey Epstein. I'm saying it, saying it, saying it. Say my name, say my name. Was it to hide the evidence? King of Swords, absolutely. Are we ever going to find out? Is that ever going to be proven? Knight of Cups, no. No. It is dead and buried, boys and girls. We are not going to find out. So this is the only place you will find out that those wildfires were started, to hide some evidence. It's actually written and digital evidence that they were hiding. So it wasn't people, places, or things or anything like that, but it was actually written evidence. It was and I know like it's a little bit difficult to hide digital stuff because if it's digital, it's out there. But I do think that. So where did it come from? Where did that come from? Where did it come from? Where did you go? Everyone's singing Cotton Eye Joe. Where did it come from? Where did it come from? Knight of Swords. Judgment. Cleaners. It was the cleaners. So it was the clean team. The clean team, the cleaner team. This one's a little bit tricky, guys. The cleaner team is not necessarily attached to government. It's attached to secret government. So, you know, if we're looking at kind of an umbrella, if we're looking at an umbrella of care, be careful about how I'm saying that, care of the world's things. I think this is more financial than the crosstown traffic. I think it's more financial, even though like the crosstown traffic could have something to do with the financial component, but there's other financials in here. There are monies that were funding wars, and they were coming through and that's what they were hiding. So yeah, that's what they were hiding. Any questions about that in the chat before I skip off this one and move on to the next one? Christine, answer for this is yes. Yes, but it wasn't the crosstown traffic they were hiding. It was something else. Something else. Going once, going twice. And we're going to move on to the next question. If you guys have more questions, drop them in the chat. Drop them in the chat. So Mercury and Leo, this is your personal question. You had a personal question as well as the James question. Yeah, Christine, great question there. That was great. Thank you very much. I like it. Like it a lot. So, looking like crazy places to live. You want to stay in your state. This one woman, Cynthia, said she has a basement for the ducks and is looking for extra income. You have ducks? I didn't know you had ducks. Rob Fuzz is in the pack. Can one of the mods, Rob, I'm actually going to make you a mod. You need to be a mod on my channel too. Just for, you don't have to do anything. Just, I have a ton of mods, so I'm going to make you a mod. There you go. Rob and I grew up together. He is a fantastic person. We got together, what, 2 weeks ago? A week ago? Something like that. So, Rob, you got a wrench. Yield it well, my friend. So if somebody can drop Rob's link for his channel, that would be fantastic. Rob, you can actually drop your own link now. Drop your link. Go give Rob a sub. He does all kinds of cool stuff. He's got Disney stuff on his channel. He's a super cool guy. One of my favorite people. And he's a huge Mario Kart fan. We have to start doing Mario Kart races. I was watching Formula One last weekend. And I was like, I miss Mario Kart. So back to Mercury and Leo. Is this going to be a good place? Cynthia's house, basement for ducks. Excellent. Guys, give Rob a sub. It'll be a transformative situation. Yeah, I do think it's going to be good. Merc, I think it's going to be really good. So you'll have fun. Keep the communication really solid with her. And schedule the fun, because one of the things that I see is that you could get in a situation where you're just kind of having too much fun and it prevents you from moving on. It's kind of like being at a party all day long. I'm not saying you're going to be partying your butts off, but it just feels like you're kind of at a party all day long. And you can get kind of caught up in that comfort zone, if you will. So I think I like this. I think I like this. Would it be a temporary fix? Would it be a temporary fix? Ooh, I don't know if you guys heard that. My neck just cracked. It's killing me. Yeah, it's going to be a temporary fix. You'll have to move it on. So once you get in there, just keep looking. Keep looking for another place, because it's just going to be, oh, great. Peggy, I am looking forward to seeing you. Looking forward to seeing you. So you know what? I am actually going to pin that comment. Where's my I pinned the link for 20 for 20, guys. So it's up at the top. If you'd like to be a part of 20 for 20, let me put it on the bottom too. Hang on, please hold. Create a banner. I never do a banner, but there you go. I got a banner going for you guys. There we go. There's a little banner for you. All right. So if anybody wants to book, you can jump up and grab that. I know it's an amazing deal, right, Rob? That is so far off my regular pricing, but somebody's got to pay for my Mario Kart. Oh, thank you, Penny. Thank you for the endorsement. Thank you. So, all right, let's get ready to. I do think it would work out. So Stephanie, I've got you next, Boona. Sit tight. How is the upcoming state visit of President Trump to the UK going to go? Bum, 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 bum. Certain death. No, not certain death. That's from Labyrinth. How will Trump's UK visit go? In general, ooh, people are not going to dig him. But he's going to reflect very pleasantly. I think he is going to perform and present better than what people expect. Is the giant baby blimp going to show up? I think it is. I don't think he's going to accomplish very much, though. It seems that Starmer is non-negotiating. He's kind of I hate to say sabotaging by apathy, but I just feel like he's like flopping himself back in the chair, and he's not interested in putting his agenda forward, and he's not interested in hearing what Trump's agenda or plans are. So he's just kind of has this apathy. He's just kind of like, well, we'll just have to see how that works out later. He's kicking the can down the road. Now, I don't think that Starmer, I know that the powers that be really don't want him in there anymore because he's just not performing the way they wanted him to in terms of PR and public sentiment toward him. So I think they expected people to like him a lot more, and they don't. So Trump is going to go in there, and he is going to have to deal with some of the protests. Oddly enough, there are going to be contingencies that are very, very supportive of him. So we're going to see pockets. Now, I want to look and see if this is the press the suppression. Yes. So the press is going to not let the population, or is not going to let the world know that there is a great deal of support for Trump in the United Kingdom. They're not going to let that be seen. Those things will kind of be tamped down, but they will allow the media to exploit and present the anti-Trump processions and presentations. So we're going to see that. In the meantime, Starmer's going to just kind of flop back in his chair, and he's going to be like, I can't do much right now. We've got a lot of things going on. Can't make many changes. But he's also not going to like push his agenda with Trump. So, so there we go. How will his interactions with the royal family go? Because I do think that even if he doesn't meet with them, like he's still going to call them. I don't know if he has any plans. Is Harry going to be in town at the same time? So, hi, Ria. So, how will it go with the royal family? If he does meet or have a meeting with any royal family members, it's going to be very clunky. I almost feel like they are going to let I like the king is probably not going to be available due to circumstances beyond their control. I think they will use the medical situation as a kind of a shield for that. I don't think they want him having any discussions with Trump because there's really not any movement. There's already an agreement. King Charles already has an agreement with Starmer. I'm shaking hands here. I'm not doing anything weird. I'm shaking hands. And I do think that if he meets with anybody, it'll be Prince William. Again, plans right now, I think it'll be with Prince William, and I think it's going to be very clunky. I don't think that Prince William really likes Trump that much, even though Prince William is very business minded. I just don't think that he likes him that much. So meet with the king, No. Meet with Prince William. Yes, but it'll be clunky. It won't be very smooth. So results of this trip. Well, let's do Yellow Brick Road for him. Let's do Yellow Brick Road. Trump's path. Queen of Pentacles. He's trying to build a better future with the United Kingdom. Pressure. Six of Swords. They don't want the same path of rescue for the economy, for the world, for the culture, et cetera, as Trump. So if Trump rolls in there with a, hey, you got to seal up your borders, you got to do this, that, and the other thing, you keep your people safe, I think they're going to reject it right out of hand. The hidden hand. Trump is aggravated. He is aggravated with what's going on. He is a people person in the sense that he's looking at how the population is living now. And this is a very different Trump from what we've seen in, his pre-presidential life. I'm not saying that he just didn't care about anybody, but he is now in his second turn as president, really examining and looking at the quality of life for citizens. And so he is looking at the British citizens and he's saying, they're not happy. The people are not happy. How do they not see it? How do they not see this powder keg building? And if I have any Britons in here, there is an event tied to the Raise the Flags movement that's happening, I think, on September 15th. Can somebody give me a clarification on that date? There's like a national British kind of protest day. Just if somebody can look up the date for me, that would be incredibly helpful so that I don't have to stop what I'm doing. So this is the hidden hand that the people are not happy. What is his public face? Trump's public face is you're going in the wrong direction. He is going to say this to Starmer. You're headed in the wrong direction. And I think he may also say it. Thank you so much. We're going to take a look at that too, TT. Tommy Robinson. Yes, his march in London. Let's take a look at that. I wonder if Harry's... TT, can you look it up and see if Harry's supposed to still be in town? Christine, I'm already saying yes to that question, but we'll get to it. So he's saying you're going in the wrong direction. This is the public face. He is going to say you are moving in the wrong way, Starmer. It's not going to go over well. What is his private goal? Private goal is actually to reduce the anxiety. He's seeing distress in the people of England. He's seeing distress, and just like he saw distress here in the United States. So like him, love him, hate him, whatever you have to say, and the cards truly believe that Donald Trump is in favor of humanity. Final card, the pivot, likely pivot, the sun. He is going to gently push his agenda. He is going to leave facts and figures. Mark my words. I think he's going to have a sheet of paper with him and he's going to pass it to Starmer and go, this is what you can look at if you continue to go in the direction that you're going with immigration, with your open borders. I think open borders are something that he is really going to be discussing with Starmer, kind of dancing around the edges of it, so to speak. I don't want to say like he's going to barge in there and go, this is this is what I think. But I do think that he is going to try and illuminate him with facts and figures from the United States about fentanyl, crimes, those kinds of things. So I think it's going to be interesting. Overall, what is the result of this trip? How does Trump return to the United States? Ace of Wands, Queen of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, and the Chariot in reverse. I think he is going to be cruel to be kind. No, not cruel to be kind. But I think that he is going to come back with a more enthusiastic view of what he is doing here in the United States. in terms of immigration, deportations, and closing up the border. I think he's going to say, there's a tipping point where people say, well, it is what it is. They're already here. Let them stay. I think he's going to come back with a renewed vigor for cleaning up what has happened in the United States over the last 20 years or so. So, Emily, good morning, my friend. How are you on the other side of the world? I sang you a song. So, great question. We're going to wrap that up. So let's move it on. Now we got to Boona, new sub, guys, new sub. Oh, I think I gotta, oh no, that is it. New subs, everybody, welcome Boona. How long will it take you to find financial success? You're going to get a Yellow Brick Road reading too. It's my own patented, it's not patented. It's my own reading. I always say, let's find the Yellow Brick Road. So I even have like a little graphic for it. So little Yellow Brick Road. So what is your path? Path is away from home. So the Four of Wands is the home card. This is where we are. So where we reside, where we're with our family, with our people. And your path is not at home. Your path is a little bit further from home. What is the pressure that you are under? Knight of Cups. Oh, so if this is a difficult thing for you, to not be home, to be distracted from your home and from the things that you love. I got you, Emily. I'll get it. You mean Brooklyn Beckham, right? I got it. We'll talk about that. So if being from home is the pathway to success. Hi, Jess. I see you. Thank you for your contribution. We'll be there in a minute. Just sit tight. We got a lot of questions on the board. No. Brooklyn. Yeah, Brooklyn Beckham. I got it. So, if being away from home is distressing to you, it is a way for you to be successful, extra successful. The hidden hand here is you don't have enough professional connections. Find more professional connections. I do think that this is going to take you far afield. So if you are trading, it's a Forex trader. I'm not even sure exactly what that is. I'm assuming that you're like some kind of money broker. If you need to look beyond the trading that you've done, you need some colleague support for it. So if that's a mentor or if that's creating more professional connections, I would get in there and do that. Public face for you. How should you present? Present as someone who is always achieving more every step of the way. So if you work for someone, keep track of your records. Like, I'm a business owner. This is a business for me. I do this all day long. I got you, Emily. Okay. I got you. So, and I'm just going to star that so I have both of them together. So I keep spreadsheets on all of my data. For the last 3 years since I left my corporate job, I've kept very, very detailed records of my sales, my expenses, all of that. And you find out like the pitfalls and the good spots in the year, and you kind of adjust from there. Yeah, if you're a trader, you know what I'm talking about. Keep your records, always exceed your goals every month. Whatever you have to do, pivot, do your research, exceed your goals every single month. This is going to put, and I mean, that's an obvious answer for anyone that that's in business and trying to make money, exceed your goals. But it's going to put you out in the world. You're going to be more visible, and that will get you more mentorship. It's not going to just stick you in this hole. We don't want you to get stuck in this hole. We don't want you coaching anybody. So if your place of business is having you coach people, no. You want people coaching you. You find the people that are performing better than you and pull them down and say, I need coaching because I want to do what you do and I want to make money for all of us. So find that mentor. Private goal, we know what that is. How do we achieve it? More success. 9 of Wands. You are at a point where you do need to level up. Now, I just said that before, looking outside of the demographic or the trades that you've been doing, you need to find another vein. So like gold miners, they would go and they would have these little claims, these veins of gold that they would go through. You need to find another one. So don't keep climbing the same tree. Find the next tree in the forest, the bigger tree in the forest, and you're going to move there. But I do think that you would benefit from having a mentor. And even when you're older, I actually was asking one of the C-suite ladies at my corporate office when I was still in insurance. I was this close to asking her to mentor me, and she gave notice, and I had to talk with her, and I said, I was going to ask you to mentor me. And she was like, oh, if I wasn't taking some time off, I would totally do it. And she was absolutely delightful about it. So it would have been really cool to have had that. She's actually a big mover and a shaker in the financial world here in America. So last card, what is your likely pivot point? What is your most beneficial pivot point? Hold fast to your ethics, your beliefs, and what you do, but know that moving forward is something that only you can do. My mom says all the time, nobody honks your horn unless you do. And so honking your horn and letting people know, get out of my way, that's my bag. I want to go get that bag. Doing that, letting people know, is going to move you places. This is the key. You can't be quiet and succeed at the same time. I am as loud as the day is long because I'm an obnoxious American here in New Jersey. And that is something that a lot of people aren't. It's something that is my daughter is very quiet. My son is just like me. Rob loves my mom. She's a maniac. She's so cute. She still looks amazing. We can have our own M bar. Yes, Greg, we can. Are you home or are you out with Angus? So we still need taco meat. Jess, we are awesome. We are. So, Buna, welcome to the cookie jar. We're glad to have you on board. So, if you want to go into some more details, you can book a meeting with me. I'm going to be wide open all day on Saturday. I am home, Rob. Are you in town? If you want to come by if you're in town. I'll be wrapping this up as soon as I'm done with the questions. I'm going to see how many questions I have left, and we'll take it from there. So I've got Joanna, Karen Coltis, Rhea, Twisted Tiara, Christine Scott, Emily, and Jess. And then I've got not King Charles, Peggy, and Emily, second part of her question, Peggy again, and then Emily with a super sticker. So we're gonna close up the questions for now, guys. Closing them up. I will be back next week, of course, but no more questions. I'm going to read the ones I'm going to do the ones that we have. I am not going to forget about you, Mercury and Leo. Don't worry about it. But we're going to do all these questions, but no more new questions. Okay. So questions are closed for right now. If you would like to get a reading and I couldn't get to you, please use the link pinned in the comments or in the description, and you can book a 20 for 20 with me. 20 minutes. And I can talk real fast or I can talk real slow, whatever there is. So, Joanna, welcome, welcome, welcome. Is there something big coming into your life that you can't see yet? Let's see. Something big. We were all talking about 31 Atlas a little while ago. Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Rob. Questions closed. You guys can always get me next week. I do my lives on Thursdays unless otherwise notified. All right. So, Joanna. Joanna, you still here? Still here, honey? "99 red balloons." How many Nina fans out there? I got 99 red balloons. Oh, Joanna, somebody's going to make you an offer you can't refuse. You can't refuse. All right, so I want you to be careful because there is going to be a very interesting offer that is going to come your way. And essentially, someone is going to say, do you want to go this way or this way with me? And are you going to go my way? Little Lenny Kravitz there. And you will be influenced by others. This is going to be, I don't want to say a karmic test, but it's going to be a lifetime test for you. The test will have you either jump timeline or stay on the timeline. Right now, the timeline you're on is actually pretty comfortable and not super, super exciting. The one that's going to be offered to you is going to be super sexy and super exciting. So I want you to choose very carefully, because if we choose the super sexy and exciting one, you may have some bumps in the road. The life plan that you're on right now is pretty chill. Okay. So that is something that's big. A timeline shift is actually a tremendous change for us. Sometimes we get these timeline changes where it's a super bumpy, wild ride, and the universe is just shoving us to get off the timeline we're on. And oh, Buna, thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, that's so nice. That was a nice comment there, Buna. That is very sweet. So, and sometimes when we get shut. Oh, hi, you are here. That's Gregopedia, my lovely husband, making an appearance. I think Rob might be in town. So, who never shaved their armpits, Samantha? Someone never shaved their armpits. I forgot to put on deodorant today. And there he is. Gregopedia. Did you bring a cat?
No, I did not. I brought a soda.
Flashy. Oh, can I have one? Is there a ginger ale in there for me? So it's it's the last one. That's ridiculous. Last one. All right.
Channeling my inner Samantha.
That was like the word. How's retirement, Greg? Everyone wants to know how retirement is. How's retirement?
I haven't worn socks in like a month.
That is so weird.
It is.
TT said, hope you're well. Look at him. Look at how relaxed he is. I told him that he has to get sandals and socks. That's part of retirement. So, but I think that's if we live in Florida. Give us a kiss. Darling. Oh, what did you eat? You smell garlicky. Did Chipotle?
I brought it. Chipotle. He didn't eat today. So.
Oh, he didn't eat today. Okay. Thank you for feeding him. All right. So let's get down to it. Is that why Newsom and Bass let everything burn? So earlier we were talking about that the fires were to hide some evidence from Jeffrey Epstein. So is that why Newsom and Bass let everything burn? 9. No, it was not. Why did they let everything burn? Because it was poor planning. There's Karen Bass going off to Africa. Scooting off into the distance. TT, I am going to answer your question. I'm going to mark that. I will take care of your question. So that is the last question. TT's question is the last question. So no, this was mismanagement, kind of ignoring the obvious and then running from the situation. So no, I don't think that is, they were part of it. I don't think they were part of it. I think they're far below what's going on there. Let's talk about September 13th. So, hang on, guys. I got to create another marker in just a second or two. Thank you, Samantha. Thumbs up, everybody. And again, if you would like, it's the librarian.
Always.
I wonder if we can talk to her. All right.
I don't know. You don't want her.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, what are you, the Verizon commercial? Can you hear me now?
I am, but I'm doing it live. So I got the loudest librarian in the world on another call. Can I call you back when I'm done?
Yeah. Hi, everybody.
Go tune in. Get in the chat.
I'm going to the winery. I'm going on an interview.
Oh my God. All right. I want to do that too. I'll talk to you in a bit. Call me. Come by when you're done.
All right,
bye. My life has been bananas the last few days. So, all right, let's put a marker. Let's talk about September 13th. On September 13th, Tommy Robinson. We all know Tommy Robinson. He does not have big teeth.
There's Tony Robinson.
That is Tony Robinson. He's got big everything. Well, I don't know about everything. He looks like a giant. Tommy Robinson, who is the formerly imprisoned, some would call him a loudmouth, some would call him a patriot. He's doing a pro-Britain march in London. How is that going to go? How's that going to go? Oof. Going to be a dividing line. Can we all say a little bit for my girl, the Braveheart of Dundee? Yeah. I'm going to start crying again. Maya Summers.
You just imagine a march in London is probably the most orderly thing you've ever seen, because it's literally a queue, which they love doing.
I don't think it's going to be a queue. It is going to be. It's going to be interesting. It's going to result in some changes, guys. Is it going to be problematic? I think the organizers, Tommy Robinson, the organizers, the people that are going to take part in this. Thank you for saying her name, Samantha. Maya Summers. I love that little girl. So I think the organizers have a very strict set of rules that they are going to keep things very, very calm. I think they are going to make sure that nothing goes awry and that everyone does stay in an orderly fashion. So I think you're not wrong that it's going to be an orderly queue, but I don't think they are going to queue. My favorite line from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is Martin Freeman going, "Nobody queues like the English." I've got this. So this will not be the end of it. Will we see further protests? Of this ilk? Yes. So this is what I think. Oh, God bless. take heed. Take heed, our very polite cousins. These protests are going to become more and more frequent, and they are going to be orderly. You are not going to rebel in the same way that your crazy cousins over here across the pond have. We're not, it's not going to be the same kind of freak out that we do. It's going to be persistence, calm, logic, and you're going to put forth all of the ideals of what needs to be done. Yes, TT, you got it. It's not going to be as dramatic as what we did over here, throwing tea in the water. Who would do that?
Well, that's how you make tea.
Ugh, not in the ocean, salty water, for Pete's sake.
That's why we drink coffee.
It is why that's why Americans drink coffee. We were fully protesting the whole tea tax and everything. So I love tea. I'm a fan of tea. But I think that this is going to be a very interesting. I really and truly, every time I talk about her, I get chills. Maya Summers. I think she lit the fuse unknowingly. I don't think she did it on purpose, but I think she lit the fuse. And I think it really is enough is enough. That sweet little face. And I don't care who says, because there were a lot of people that had commented that, oh, she's part of a gang. She's 13 or 14 or 12 or however old she is. She's a baby. She's a child.
Greta Thunberg gets on stage and yells at everybody. Says that they're all a bunch of
Oh, you know what? There you are.
And then this girl, Maya, is just sitting there scared out of her mind, defending herself, and she's vilified.
Spoken from an ex-police officer, retired police officer. I can't say ex, right?
He's always fired or just hardly
But I think let's take a look at the UK before we move on, because I'm going to clip this too. How is the United Kingdom? What is the temperature right now?
It's in Celsius.
What is the temperature? It is in Celsius. Fundamental values and looking back on the things that work and don't work. 5 of Swords, the Emperor appealing to the King. Looking at the ways that things have been broken. So I think the bulk of people are doing it. They are going in the right direction, the bulk of people. So I think this is going to be interesting. I will be watching it. I love a rebellion. I will be watching it myself. God bless the United Kingdom. So Enki's daughter, that's an interesting comment. I keep saying I'm not going to take any more questions, but we are going to have to take this one. Father Ted was arrested by 2 Tiers Private Army. Give me a little more detail about that. What's going on? Give me a little bit more detail. All right. So Christine Scott. I have a certain opinion about this. And I think that vaccination was created to get rid of the baby boomers. Because no one expects Generation X. Little clip there. Let's see about this. So I'll repeat what I just said. COVID vaccinations. I am of the opinion that it was designed to get rid of boomers, get them out of there. Any of the greatest generation that was left around, getting them out of there. No one expected Generation X to be annoyed by it. Everyone thought Generation X was quiet and sitting down and playing video games and minding their own business, listening to Ozzy Osbourne. But what did we do? We went, you know what? Stop bugging us and stop making us stay home. So, huh?
That's what to do.
Was it created to eliminate? 7 of Wands. They rolled the dice. They wanted to see what it would do. 2 of Swords. It didn't work. It didn't work the way they wanted it to. They thought they had it exactly where they wanted it, and it didn't. I don't think it was quite ready to escape. I don't think it was quite ready. One of my favorite movies, and you guys may have noticed, I have a monkey on my wrist. This monkey, a lot of people think is from Barrel of Monkeys, but it's actually the movie 12 Monkeys, which is one of my favorite films. We did have the 12 in it, but it didn't look right because it's supposed to look like spray paint. It just didn't come out correctly on my arm. So we tattooed right over that 12. So it doesn't say 12 on it, but I may add the 12 in black, but it's not going to look correct. So, but I do think that there was an intention to release that later. Do I think that there was other things in there that were being worked on for release? Absolutely. I think we have something of cowpox. Can we say cowpox? So cowpox is a very, very old disease, and I do think that they were working on something that was very similar, because that is something that you can actually see on people. Now, smallpox we have vaccinations for, but if they take a variation of cowpox and exploit that, they can use that. So, I think it was engineered to get rid of certain types of people. I think it was engineered to take the weak and frail, but it wasn't quite ready yet. And I do think that they have another one in the chamber. Where is that one? For Pete's sake, this is my life, guys.
I'm serious. This is my job.
So I think that they hustled the other one out of there and brought it to another lab, and it didn't survive the trip. So does that mean that they can't engineer it again? No, I think they can. But I do think that there was a 2 or 3 part plan for this. And it was to reduce the population to a certain extent. So the population reduction, if we all remember, the Georgia Guidestones said, what was it, 500 million in the world was all they wanted on the Georgia Guidestones, Wikipedia?
Was it 500 million? I thought it was less than that.
I think it was less than that too. 500,000.
I think it might have been like 100,000.
Yeah, it was a pretty small number. So yeah. There you go. I think I absolutely think that's I agree. Yes, engineered to get rid of some of us. TT, you're a pure blood. We are not, unfortunately. I felt encouraged to take it, and Gregopedia,
Bamboozled.
Gregopedia drank the Kool-Aid.
I drank the Kool-Aid.
I know. All right, so little say Sura here. Never say drank the Kool-Aid because it was actually Flavor Aid that was at Jonestown.
Regardless. Drinking the Kool-Aid generally is like I feel like you kind of had the agency to do it, but you didn't.
No, they were forced at Jonestown.
Yeah, but a lot of times when people are drinking the Kool-Aid, generally
they were convinced to drink it. So, sorry, not forced, but they were convinced. Oh, how awful, Jonestown. Talk about that later. So, Emily, this is for your friend Brooklyn. Not Brooklyn Beckham. Yeah, there's a certain amount of imbalance here. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I can't confirm whether it's that particular malady that you described there. But I do think that there is some kind of a mental thing going on. The good news is that I do think that if she gets proper guidance, she can be sorted out. Um, but I do think that this is kind of a transformative event for her. So, I definitely think seeing someone is critical. I think she needs to see someone who can kind of look at the whole picture, and I do think that she needs somebody with her so they can kind of give testimony about her behavior. I don't know if she'll be forthcoming about all of her behavior because I don't think that she is cognizant of all of her changes in behavior. So when we have these mental episodes, can they be tied to like a psychic or spiritual event? Yes. But we have to be very careful. Like when people, like I train psychics, and like sometimes when psychics come to me and they say, I'm hearing voices, like I'm not a doctor, but I probe around to see, like, what are the voices telling you? Are they saying get an axe? Are they telling you to climb clock towers and things like that? It's really important to kind of discern what those what those voices are saying, because sometimes people can be having mental episodes that will make them see and hear things. So um, we have a family member who what I had someone tell them they saw demons. It's Emily, I see that. Yeah, you know what? If they can kind of convince her that the medication will help her in the mission from God for world peace, that may help. And that's actually on the behaviorist that's working with her. So not necessarily the psychiatrist that prescribes the medicine, but the therapist who is working with her. That would be more applicable in this situation. So, what can you do to help her, Emily? What can you do to help her? Painful transformation. Be a good friend, and keep offering. There may be a point where you come to a crossroads and you're not sure which direction to go in. If you get to that, you're going to have to make some adjustments. It's really going to be dependent on how she is reacting to treatment, and how she's reacting to you at that time. Sometimes when our friends go through these kinds of crises, they decide that we are the enemy. Like that. She may decide that you are not in favor of world peace and you're on the other team. So just keep being the catalyst for care, the catalyst for help. Hi, Time for Tea. It's good to see you. Good to see you. All right. So best of luck with that, Emily. I know it's tough. We got Jess on the screen. Thank you so much for your contribution, Jess. Anyone who has had readings, if you would like to make a contribution, you can do super chat, super sticker. If I ask why you're doing it, just tell me that I already answered your question. And I want to remind everybody I am doing 20 for 20 this weekend. So the link is pinned at the top of the comments and also in the description. 20 minutes for $20. It is the best price point that I have on my menu. So, oh, for Pete's sake. I love having the phone on this because it makes my life so much easier. But, huh?
Ridiculous today.
That's how my phone rings all the time. That's why the ringer's always off. I am always popular, my darling. Unfortunately, I think somebody is looking for a bill pay, though.
Well, let me or hate me. Just don't ignore me.
So, Jess, happy to be here. I'm happy to have you here. We're all happy to have you here. It's a fun community. You're looking for a new job. Have a job but not fulfilled. Any guidance on where to look?
Fine.
When and I may move out of this role. Let's see where we look. Where we look. Ooh. So, Jess, I know that they're not paying you very well right now. I know you're not fulfilled right now. I know it's kind of tedious and not the greatest place in the world, but your industry, I'm not sure what your industry is, but your industry, it's a little tricky to make a move. So I see this with a few of my friends that are out there looking for different circumstances, and there are some vocations that are kind of overloaded right now. So I would be very, very careful about making a switch at this point, because I think you may jump out of the frying pan and into the fire, into a less fulfilling kind of place. I actually want to throw these back in and shuffle again. Let me do this. Do a little storytelling. So what should Jess do? So you've already uncovered the dearth of opportunities. You've already kind of seen that. I do think where you are now, advancement is a better route for you. They already know who you are and what you do. If you talk to your supervisor and say, hey, listen, this just isn't the gig for me. Is there some other place that I can move into here? Whether it's leadership or another department, whatever that may be. I think that they're going to say, yeah, we don't want to lose you. We don't want to lose you. We want to move you into a different spot. So there's the devil. The devil prevents you. The devil is the job that you have. You're linked there because we like the paycheck. We like all that stuff. The devil is saving you at this time from, again, jumping out of the frying pan and into the fire. I don't want you to do that. Change is not advisable. Don't cut off the resource right now. Let's see, how much time do we have to wait before you can move? Immediately, I got spring. Let's see if the cards confirm that. King of Pentacles, escape, Ace of Pentacles, more toward winter. I'm getting spring, so that may be like the end. And I'm talking in terms, I don't know which side of the world you're on. These are times in my world over here. So if you're in Australia or New Zealand, I know you guys are coming out of winter and going into spring. We are coming out of summer and going into fall here. So I think it's going winter into spring for you, I think, is a better time to look. So not the end of the world, but I would talk to them about pushing you up in the company. Just kind of say, like, hey, can you catch my interest again? This is like, being in a long-term relationship and saying, hey, you got to take me on a date and buy me flowers and open the car door, because I'm gonna feel like you cherish and honor me again. So, Jess, I hope that helps. I do think sticking where you are right now is a good idea, just so you don't get into the mix. You can keep casually looking, but I would ask them about mobility in your position. See if you can move it on up. Move it on up. And that way you add more to your paycheck and you can stay where you are and you don't have to worry about anything else. So there we go. So moving on. These readings always get me into trouble. Peggy, is King Charles III okay? Some wonder if he will cross over soon or already has an unofficial regency with Prince William now. So I do think that he filtered over a lot of responsibility to Prince William. And I don't think it was in a shirking kind of manner where, he just kind of, skived off his duties and like threw him onto his son. I think it really was giving him the opportunity to, do the job while he is robust and young. Many don't think that King Charles is going to make it a year. I was accused by many in one of my readings on him of, speculating on the king's death. Well, yeah, I think a lot of people are. So, Samantha, yeah, some are saying November, some are saying by Easter. I don't think anybody is really saying we're going to see much further.
I'm not dead.
How is King Charles?
I'm not dead.
Oh, Emperor in reverse. So that does say that William has a lot of control of what's going on. Five of Swords, that is there are a lot of moving parts, a lot of players in there. A lot of people are doing the job. What's under the surface? Three of Cups, that I think is a good thing. I think he is really trying to enjoy the time that he has. I think, he's keeping a happy and pleasant disposition. I will say this, when the king does reach the fullness of time, it's going to be very impactful on the Princess of Wales. It's going to affect her because A, she's very fond of him. And B, it is a mirror. They both had their maladies at the same time. And it will affect her greatly. I want you guys to know that we're going to see her less stoic than she was at Philip and the Queen's funerals. I think it's going to be very hard for her to conceal her grief on that one. So, and I, not to be ghoulish, but I have never seen a more lovely woman than what she looked like at Prince Philip's funeral. TT, yeah. Again, making the most of his time, and have said that for a while that he has been really working on his legacy. We have the Queen of Pentacles up here. I don't think that he is doing very much in terms of future planning for the royal family, but I do think that he is focused on his legacy, and I think everybody's okay with that. Is everybody okay with that? Yes. Everyone's okay with him. I hesitate to say correcting his legacy, but I do think that there is some correction to his legacy that needs to be done. I just want to check over here and make sure no one else has booked any appointments with me, because I know I'm going long on this one. But we'll hang out. Two major arcana, right, Peggy? Right? So here's our outcome card, guys. Nine of Cups in reverse. The Wish card in reverse. So what kind of timeline are we looking at here for him? Wands, days. Cups, weeks. Or I'm sorry. Wands days, swords weeks, cups are months, pentacles are years. What do we got? Sorry, guys. So, what is the death card and that mean? And well, it doesn't mean necessarily death, but in this case, we are talking about passing. The death card is unstoppable, which is something we already know. We already know that about death. Death is an unstoppable phenomenon. The good news is that I am very confident that we go on. I am very confident that we go on. Good for him if he's on CBD oil. Good for him. Pentacles, 3, which would indicate 3 years. Would indicate 3 years. Maybe. Let's see. So, very interesting. 3 years. Maybe they found a magic elixir for him. So, let's look at what is today. Today's September. Next 3 months. King Charles. Boom. Oof. Boom. Boom. So we've got the Tower in reverse, which is inevitable changing things. That's this month, September. He's got Crazy Harry coming in town. So who knows what that is. But for next month, for October, we've got the Knight of Pentacles. The Headless Horseman. So with that, this is going to be more work, more doing, creating more and better foundations. Hi, Deb, for his legacy. And then we get over here, the 5 of Wands. This is September, October, November. So November, it's going to be a little bit chaotic with a lot of people in the mix. December, that makes me a little bit nervous. Why does that make me nervous? Because the Fool is, and the Pentacles maybe are a little bit wrong. Maybe we got 3 months out of those Pentacles. The Fool is the spirit unbound, the spirit that is released back into the terrestrial world. And so with the Fool, does that mean that he is renewed and recycled? Is that what that means? Perhaps. Perhaps. Maybe this is why Camilla is so upset. We'll keep revisiting. We'll keep checking in on King Charles III. And I want to disclaimer this. I am not speculating on the death of the king. I am reading on the energies around him. And I do wish him well. And long live the king.
Free to live a life.
I can't get my marker to work. Ay. So, November is his birthday month. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you. It is. He is a Scorpio, isn't he? Oh, that was Emily. In Britain, showing the Union Jack can get you jail time. Is this going to change? Deb Chillingworth says hello to you, Gregopedia.
Hey, Deb Chillingworth.
Hello, Greg. Oh, Amy Jones. Amy Jones. I think I saw you before. I don't know if I said hi. So this raise the flags momentum. They're going to try and put their boot on it. They're going to try. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. So the raising of the flags. No, when they say the colors in Britain, it's football teams, isn't it? when it says no colors at a pub. I think that's for their football teams.
Same thing with US. It's biker bars. But biker.
Well, that's a biker thing.
Yeah. But colors generally are your affiliations.
Your affiliations. Affiliations.
You like that?
Emily, thank you for your contribution. And we got two more. We got Angela Rayner and the comedy writer Graham Linehan. Am I saying that right? Linehan. So let's see what's going on with Angela Rayner. She's kind of a hot mess, isn't she? I think I saw her like vaping in Maria, questions are closed. I got the last two questions. I've been on for almost 2 hours, honey, and I've got private readings that I've got to do after this. So but I do have a special this weekend. 20 for 20 all day Saturday. So if you want to come on over, I can do a reading for you. But I got to shut it down. I got to get something to eat and then get back to work. My son crashed his car. Someone crashed into my son's car. And yes, honey. Yes, Maria. So my son had someone stop in front of his car foolishly. And they got a ticket. So I got to buy him a new car. So this chick got to work. This psychic got to flip cards. Time is money. Right, Greg? Not for you. You're retired with a pension. No pension for psychics.
All I have to do is just wake up.
There's no pension for psychics.
I just got to keep remembering to breathe and I'll get paid.
Stop saying that. That's terrible.
True.
Angela Rayner, UK Department PM, be fired for her tax evasion on her third house. That's such a complicated question. Angela Rayner, what's going to happen with you? Oh, she will be unburdened by the things that have been. So this is, being kind of stuck, irretrievably stuck, not unburdened. Looking back, mistakes were made with money. Knight of Swords. I think she's going to be fired. Two of Cups there in the back seat. Three of Wands. There are a lot. So isn't she, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't she potentially the next PM? Isn't she kind of in line for the next prime minister position? So Five of Swords, I think this is kind of a Mel of a Hess for her. And I don't know if she's going to be fired. Let's see, fired. I don't know if it's fired. I think she may exit of her own volition. I think she may leave to save face. She's going to try and save her career, but I don't think it works. I don't think she is able to save her career. Six of Cups. She's gonna try and dip out. Sometimes celebrities, politicians, they dip out for a little bit to create some distance between them and their previous actions. Hi, Elaine. Welcome to the club. Welcome. It's glad to have you here from Mississippi. Good to have some Southerners here. I love Southern hospitality. Love people down south. They don't like me, though. I go down there and they're like, they look at me. Bless your heart is right. They look at me like I am from another planet. It's fun. I was in a, what is it? Food Lion King? What is it?
Oh, yeah. Food Lion. Key Food.
Yeah, I was in a Food Lion looking for pasta and I was being a little too loud. It was like a xenomorph was walking down the aisle. But I like you guys. Oh, what happened? My page just went bananas. Refresh. There we go. Bring that beat back. There we go. Okay. My computer's going bananas, guys. So We're almost at 7,500 subscribers. So if you are watching and you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. I want to get to 8,000. I want to see the Ocho. Dora the Builder. How you doing, baby doll? How you doing? We're doing a sale this weekend, 20 for 20, in case you have questions about that property. So I think she's going to try and create, Angela Rayner is going to try and create some distance between her and the narrative, and it's not going to work. I think she's a done deal. I think her career is she's going to have to be very, very quiet in the background, or she's going to do a mea culpa. She's going to stand up and say, I made some mistakes. Blah, 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 blah. I had bad judgment, but I did it all in the spirit of, still wanting to create a good population here. I don't think a lot of people are going to buy it. What is it that Trevor says? Two cheeks of the same ass? Arse? Yeah, I think that's what Trevor says. Right. So I think that's something that we're going to hear, Is her career over? I think she's going to go quiet. And, when you're in a position of power, bless you, it's a little bit hard to kind of dumb it down and, be like a less than, like nobody wants to be a less than. Look at Meghan Markle. Look at Meghan Markle. All right. So what should she do? Angela Rayner. Yellow Brick Road. What is her path? Oh, her path is revelation. Everyone sees her undies, not her real undies, but her knickers. What's going on? Her political knickers. What is the pressure? Pressure is she's got to answer and restart. She's got to restart. What's the hidden hand here? Page of Wands. Nobody wants what she's selling. Favorite line from Snatch. So I'm not buying it. I'm not fucking selling it. I said curse word. I love that bald girl in the bookies. Do you know who owns this bookies? So what is her public face here? King of Cups. She's going to come out sweet, sweet, sweet. What's the private goal? Private. You know what? I think private goals. She's going to say it was a tough job, and it was easy to let things go under the radar. Likely pivot. High Priestess is going to be a dumb move. It's not going to be a spiritual or a well thought out pivot. Last question of the day, kids. Oh my God, Nellie knew her glasses were hilarious. They did look like Elton John. So, yes. All right. Our last question. Comedy writer Graham Linehan, I don't know if I'm saying it right, co-creator of Father Ted. Everyone's laughing at Food Line. Was arrested by Keir Starmer's private army because he didn't like what he said. A post on X. What is going to be the future of this dude? What is our future? Oof. There's going to be a lot of hubbub around him. Nine of Wands. So the Nine of Wands is when we have our back up against the wall and we're protecting what we know, what we have, and we're not fighting. This is going to be pushing forward. So I do think there are going to be people that are going to be pushing on his behalf. Oddly enough, I don't think that he is as politically right-minded as the people that are going to be supporting him. I think he's a little bit more middle of the road. Strength. He is going the route of due process. He's going the route of due. He's like, it's all going to work out. I'm going to trust my barristers and whatnot. Up here, Page of Cups, he's very upset. Obviously, why wouldn't he be? And here, wishes not coming true. How does he see himself right now? Regretful about that statement. How do others see him? Hangman, not regretful enough. They're going to make him regret it. Hopes and fears. Hope is that he gets out, obviously, and up top, World. This is going to go on for a little while. This is going to be another Tommy Robinson situation. And the gal that just got out. This is going to be said. They're going to keep him in there a little too long, and it's going to be a little bit awkward. If there is a movement to get him out, if there's a big push, will they get him released? Seven of Wands, Knight of Pentacles. Somebody's going to buy him out of there. I know that sounds terrible. And the Empress, you guys can't see the Empress. Oh, Amy, who's that look like? There's going to be somebody is going to bail him out. I don't know if you guys have bail, but somebody is going to bail him out, and money walks and talks in this situation. So they're going to ask him to do like a mea culpa. They're going to ask him to kind of support what's going on. And I think that is the key to him getting out. So it's going to be one to watch. I think they are going to keep him in there a little bit longer than people would like, though. So there it is. There it is. So, boys and girls, I am crazy tired, and now I have to make dinner. And I also have like a bunch of people that I have to contact. So I don't know how I'm going to do all of these things. Let me make myself a little bit bigger here. I think I need a cup of tea. I'll tell you, my protein shake is not leaving a good taste in my mouth. Yeah, it's not. I'm getting that like fake protein, like manufactured protein taste here in my mouth. So I think I need to get a cup of tea, brush my teeth. There's glue on my Canada Dry Ginger Ale. Look, a little bit of glue. A little glue.
Not my glue.
Bananas. So my mic unplugged, all kinds of things went crazy. Yes, it was crackle paint that Greg dropped on himself. It was not crackle glue. It wasn't glue at all, but it was crackle paint. So go figure. This was great, guys. There's so many of you in the chat the whole time. Thank you for being generous. Thank you for being part of this wacky and wild, weird, wicked witchly community. Super fun stuff. So you guys are talking about River. I love River, and I haven't watched him in a while. I follow him. I totally love River. I need to get back into following my favorite YouTubers. But guys, thank you so much. I will keep you posted on what's going on with Angus, and most of all, I will see you in the future.